Hi everyone, and welcome to week 5 on teamwork and collaboration. Our competencies this week are to demonstrate the ability to participate in effective teamwork and collaboration, describe the relationship between motivation and behavior, to explore strategies for creating an environment that facilitate organizational and individual satisfaction, discuss the reasons why communication is critical to successful leadership and management, and describe the utilization of group building and maintenance roles to enhance effective teamwork and collaboration. There was really a lot of information in these chapters that we read this week. Socializing and educating staff in a learning organization. How many of you actually feel like you work in a learning organization, like your facility really focuses on lifelong learning? Do you see that your management team works with your education department to ensure adequate resources and adequate education? Do you have a chance annually to evaluate staff development activities? Or perhaps after each activity, do you have an evaluation? Do you feel like you're heard? Excuse me for that. Have you previously thought of socialization as an important aspect for success in a work environment? I know that we really talk about it a lot in our preceptor program, how important it is for the new person, especially a new grad, to feel socially accepted into that environment and just kind of know what the unit routines are and who everybody is. Is evidence-based practice encouraged in your facility and on your unit? And in your experience, how successful have the roles of preceptor, role models, and mentors been? Have you been preceptors, role models, or mentors yourself? Creating a motivating climate. Employee engagement versus employee satisfaction. It's just been in the last couple of years that facilities have begun to view these things as different things. So engaged employees are people that are emotionally committed to the organization and its goals. And when you're gauging employee satisfaction, you're really just seeing how happy or content an employee is. Every single one of your facilities has some sort of employee engagement program going on right now. Motivation involves the action that people take to satisfy their unmet needs, and there can be intrinsic versus extrinsic motivations. And I believe the intrinsic motivations are going to be the ones that make you the most successful, because those are the ones that are coming from inside, the ones that you want to do. There was a slew of motivational theories that you can read about in the textbook, and I'm sure that all of us have taken psychology in the past, and many of these we learned in psychology, and it will be a review for a lot of us. How to create a motivation climate. So again, I'm sure that you've seen all of these at some point in the kind of facilities or other jobs that you have had, but to try to empower the people who work there, to use incentives and rewards. It's well-known fact that the better your relationship is with your supervisor or manager, the better your work experience is going to be. Promotion, and then one of the newest things that employers have become aware is promoting self-care in the employees. How many of us have health incentives, health insurance incentives, or incentives to go to the gym, or actually even have a place to work out on site? Organizational, interpersonal, and group communication. So communication actually begins the minute that two or more people become aware of each other's presence. We've all taken part in this. You walk by each other in the corridor, each going different ways. You can choose to look down at the floor or up at the wall, or you can meet each other eye to eye and give a smile or a hello. Both ways, we're communicating something. What variables can you think of that affect organizational communication? And again, really, there are a slew of different things. And also in the chapter reading, review the different communication strategies, channels, modes, elements, those things, written versus verbal communication, body language, that kind of stuff. We talked a little bit about this last week, but again, how beneficial do you think technology is to communication? So in medicine, in hospitals, in our documentation, when we get orders from physicians, colleague to colleague. There's a good piece in the textbook, again, about electronic health records, which are obviously here to stay, and hopefully in the future can only better communication between providers, but also meaningful use. Many of you might remember in the last couple of years some of the standards that our facilities had to use to meet these meaningful use requirements, but they've been difficult to do. For the most part, most people believe that meaningful use program is going to change or go away. A couple of different kinds of conflicts. Again, review it in your readings. This is probably something that we've all had before in different courses. Intergroup, intrapersonal, and interpersonal conflicts. I'm sure that we can see them all on our units, displayed in different ways. So as a supervisor or a manager, they have a big role in conflict management. And the ultimately what we want to create is a win-win solution. Again, if you've had any courses on communication or even conflict management, these are some different ways of conflict management. And if you can see by the reading that some of them are better than others. Bullying and incivility was also something that was in our readings. It's been in the headlines for, I'm not going to say lately because it's been in the headlines for years, in the nursing and medical field. And then negotiation. So conflict negotiation is a big part of being a supervisor or a manager. And it's not something that can take place usually in a one-time meeting. There are all kinds of different skills that one can attain in conflict negotiation and different processes. And again, there's some pretty good reading in your textbook about that. So please contact me if you have any questions about any of the readings or any of the assignments. And I will see you this week online.